During the Second World War, soldiers didn't always have the luxury of zippers, insulation ratings, or water-repellent nylon. Yet countless men slept in foxholes, snowbanks, and jungle mud without freezing to death. Their survival depended on something so simple and effective that it outperformed many modern sleeping bags, a piece of fabric known among troops as the ground sheet or sleeping cloth. Made from treated cotton and wool, it was far more than a blanket. It was a survival system, built from the lessons of centuries. And its secret lay in the way it worked with nature, not against it. The 1-minute secret that kept soldiers alive in the cold. In the biting winter of 1944, soldiers on the Eastern Front learned a brutal truth: cold kills faster than bullets. German, Soviet and Allied troops alike fought not just the enemy, but frostbite, hypothermia and damp that soaked through every layer. The men who survived longest often did so because of how they slept, not where they fought. While modern nylon sleeping bags trap body heat but fail once wet, the old army sleeping cloth relied on a natural partnership between wool and oilcloth. The wool stayed warm even when damp, and the outer layer, a tightly woven, waxed or oiled cotton, created a waterproof barrier that still breathed enough to prevent condensation. Unlike the single-layer approach of many synthetic bags, this wartime method used layers you could rearrange depending on the environment. Soldiers could wrap themselves burrito-style, fold the edges under to create a cocoon, or sleep between the cloth and a bed of pine boughs or straw. It was heavy by modern standards, but in return it was nearly indestructible, field repairable, and kept its insulating power in conditions where modern gear often fails. Why modern sleeping bags fail where old soldiers succeeded. Today's survivalists often carry lightweight down or synthetic sleeping bags rated to specific temperatures. They perform well until they get wet. Down collapses, trapping no heat once soaked, while synthetics can trap sweat and moisture inside the shell, chilling the user over time. The WWII cloth, by contrast, used natural fibres that handled moisture differently. Wool, full of tiny crimped fibres coated in lanolin, repelled water droplets while still absorbing vapour from the body. That meant it could stay warm while pulling sweat away from the skin. The oilcloth outer layer, a simple cotton canvas impregnated with linseed oil, beeswax, or even animal fat in the field, created a shield that turned rain, sleet, and snow. When modern soldiers and historians have tested original wartime cloths, many found they still worked, even 80 years later. The material had stiffened and darkened, but, when re-warmed by body heat, the wax softened again, restoring flexibility and repellency. Compare that to the lifespan of a nylon bag, which loses its waterproof coating within years, and it's clear why veterans often said they trusted their sleeping cloth more than any later invention. How to recreate the WWII weatherproof sleep system today. Recreating this lost system isn't difficult, but it requires understanding the balance between insulation and protection. Start with a pure wool blanket, preferably military-grade or heavy camp type. Avoid synthetic blends. They trap moisture instead of releasing it. Next, create or purchase an oilcloth ground sheet. This can be made by heating equal parts beeswax and boiled linseed oil, brushing it into tightly woven cotton canvas, and hanging it to cure for several days. Once dry, the fabric becomes water-shedding, but breathable. To use it, lay the oilcloth on the ground shiny side down, keeping the rougher side facing up toward you. Place the wool blanket over it, then fold one edge of the oilcloth back over the top, creating a weatherproof envelope. In snow or wet grass, add a layer of straw, pine needles, or even dry leaves between the layers. This traps air, increasing insulation. The brilliance of this system is adaptability. You can roll it tighter in cold climates or open it in warm, humid ones. In the Pacific campaigns, troops used the same cloth setup but replaced wool with lightweight jungle blankets made of cotton mesh, letting air flow while keeping rain out. You know, there's this often overlooked ingenuity behind the material itself. The real genius of the WWII sleeping cloth wasn't just in one army's design, but honestly in centuries of fieldcraft. During the war, variants popped up everywhere, from the British oilskin ground sheet and the US Army's shelter half all the way to the German Zeltbahn poncho. Each of these could be used as a rain cape, a tent wall, or a sleeping wrap, depending on what was needed. Soldiers got pretty clever, layering them like scales, canvas for waterproofing, wool for warmth, and whatever natural padding they could find for comfort. And actually, this basic layering principle, vapor-permeable warmth under a water-shedding shell, is exactly the same one you'll find in high-end mountaineering gear today. For modern preppers and survivalists, this rediscovery is more than just historical curiosity. It's honestly a reminder that durable natural systems often outperform engineered complexity. When you're stranded, or maybe just camping in unpredictable weather, a wax canvas tarp and a wool blanket can actually replace bulky gear and still keep you alive. Unlike synthetic bags that, require constant care and really dry conditions, this method thrives on rough use. Even if the wax coating wears thin, it can be re-warmed or re-waxed using animal fat, candle drippings, or even oil from your rations, exactly as the soldiers did in the field. So, why do survivalists and historians still study this forgotten design? The deeper lesson of the WWII sleeping cloth is adaptability. It wasn't just a specialized tool, but a multi-purpose survival fabric that could serve as shelter, raincoat, stretcher, and bedroll. Its success really came from the soldier's understanding of his environment, how to position it against the wind, how to insulate with local materials, and how to maintain it with whatever was at hand. Today, bushcrafters replicate these methods to achieve silent, durable, and sustainable shelter systems that outlast disposable gear. A waxed canvas roll paired with wool is heavier, sure, but its silence in the rain, resistance to sparks, and sheer longevity make it unmatched for long-term survival. The secret WWII sleeping cloth wasn't just a piece of gear. It was, in fact, proof that true fieldcraft depends on knowledge, not weight ratings. Every survivalist, historian or collector studying the old designs uncovers the same truth, that the best survival tools were never about modern materials, but about understanding nature's own layers of defense. For those who value history and practical skill, this forgotten invention really deserves revival. Study it, build it, and test it. And see for yourself why it still stands as one of the most reliable sleep systems ever made. If you found this breakdown of lost WWII gear fascinating, go ahead and subscribe to Echoes of Valor and share it with fellow history enthusiasts. Every artifact, every forgotten method tells a story, and together we can keep those lessons alive.